We are going to study a concept related to market share and market growth. We'll study the definition of market size first, and we'll see why market size is important. Then we'll move towards the market growth and market share. Recently in a paper, the calculation of market size has also been tested from us, although this was a mental maths, but still. Market size, the total value of sales of all total value of sales of all producers within the market. Within a given time period. Okay. If we look at, for example, toothpaste market size, we'll say the toothpastes of Colgate, Sparkle, or Forhands, or anyone that are being sold in the market. What are the total sales volume of all those toothpastes? That will be called market size. Market size can be measured in two ways. One, by the quantity of sales, it means by the units sold. Second, by the value of the product sold, I mean by revenue. Okay. Market size is important for three reasons. Businesses always try to measure market size because it allows marketing manager to assess whether the market is worth entering or not. Before entering a market, you decide whether to be entered in those markets or not. So it allows marketing managers to decide or assess whether a market is worth entering or not. It allows businesses to calculate their own share in the market. Out of the total market size, how many products they are selling. It allows businesses to calculate their own market share. How we calculate that, we are going to talk about it. Three, they can also assess about the growth and decline of market over time. Assessment about the growth or decline of the market. In future. The next concept is market growth. What is market growth? The percentage change in the total size of market. The percentage change in total size of market. So if total sales in market were 1 million and now the total sales are 1.1 million, we'll say there is 10% growth in the sales in market. Or there is 10% growth in the market size. This is important because we need to identify, because some markets are growing faster than the others. Some markets are declining rapidly. For example, if we talk about the sales of desktop computers in today's world, we'll identify their sales are falling rapidly. And if we talk about the sales of laptops, we'll say, if the sales of mobile phones, we'll say they are growing rapidly. So we need to identify that what is happening with the market. The rate of market growth depends on many factors. The rate of market growth depends on many factors. For example, the rate of country's economic growth to, if the country's economic growth is fast and country's economic growth is positive, as a result of that, the market growth will also be high. The changes in consumer income, if consumers' incomes are increasing, the businesses will also be growing, the market will also be growing, the demand of consumers will also be growing if the consumers are becoming positive and they are increasing. But if the incomes are going in negative way, the growth will fall. The development of new markets and products. Development of new markets and products. If new markets and products are being developed, the sale of existing products and existing businesses will be going down. There is a reason for that. Look at the car industry. If electronic cars are growing, the new products are growing, the sale of diesel and petrol cars will be falling in near future. It's already falling, but it will be falling in near future. The changes in consumer taste. If the consumer tastes are developing about something, its market size will increase, its market growth will increase. If the consumer tastes are getting away from some product, they are disliking a product, it means this market growth will be falling. Technological changes. If there is a new innovation, it can boost the market. And if the innovation is against something, for example, if innovation is more toward mobile phones and less towards the laptops, the sale of mobile phone might rise and laptops might fall. It also depends on the saturation of market. If already almost all the customers have bought a product, there are lesser chances of market growth. But if still a lot of consumers have to buy, it means there will be lesser growth of that matter. If the consumers has to buy, there will be more growth, and if consumer has already bought, there is lesser growth. Okay, we're talking about the implications. Now we have studied the market growth and there are several implications of the market growth. There are several positive and negative effects of the market growth, and business will have to see in both cases what effects it can have, whether if the market growth is increasing and if the market growth is decreasing in both cases. Let's talk about the increase in market growth first. What happens to businesses when there is increase in market growth? First of all, the sales will increase if the business market share remains same. For example, there was a market size of 1 million and the uh, market share of business was 20%. It means business was having sales of 0.2 millions. Now the market has grown and the total market size has become 1.5 million, and business is still having 20% market share. It means what the new sales of business will be 1.5 multiplied by 20%, that's 0.3 million. So with the same market share, if the market size has grown and market growth has taken place, with the same market share, business will have more sales in the market. Second, if the market is growing, it will become easy for business to increase the prices and earn more profit per unit. If it will be easy for business to increase prices and earn more profit per unit. Three, if market is growing, more businesses might be attracted to the market. That will increase the level of competition in the market. More businesses will be attracted and increase in level of competition. Now, let's check if the market size is reducing, the growth in the market, reduced market growth. So what will happen? Sales will increase more slowly. Even if the business market share remains the same. Second, competitors might reduce prices to increase their sales. So business will face more tough time. The competitors might reduce profits. Might reduce prices to increase their sales. making it difficult for the business to sustain. For other businesses to sustain. 3. Business itself may decide to move into other markets. Markets that are fast growing. The third concept related to all this is market share. What is market share? Market share is the percentage sales of one business in comparison with whole industry. The percentage sales of one business in comparison with whole industry. Market share can be calculated by the following formula. And please remember, market share is one way to measure the size of business too. We have studied when we were studying the 1.3 chapter, the size of businesses and all that. Market share, sales of business in a time period. Sales of a business in time period divided in a particular time period would be better, divided by total market sales in the same time period. Times 100. So if we say the company A has a market share of 32%, it will mean that out of the 100 items being sold of that specific product, company A is selling 32 out of them. And if the market share of a business is increasing, then marketing of its product has become more successful, it means, over the time period relative to its competitors. And more increase in a market share can make a business brand leader. What is brand leader? The brand with the highest share in the market. The brand with the highest share in market. Let's talk about now the implications of increase in market share. If this market share of a business increases, what happens? Implications of an increase in market share. If the sales are rising as compared to competitors, this will lead towards higher profits. as compared to competitors. This will lead to the higher profits. Secondly, retailers will be more keen to keep the stock and sell the items of such business whose sales are continuously increasing and becoming a larger brand. Retailers will be more keen and interested to keep the products of such business that is becoming brand leader. 3. The business becoming brand leader this is a very important point. The business becoming brand leader can enable itself to reduce its discounts to retailers. It means if they were offering a product to retailers at 20% discount, now they can offer a 10% discount. As a result of that, the profitability of business will increase because originally they were selling a product, if giving 20% discount of $100 product, they were selling it off $80. Now they are giving 10% discount. They are now selling to retailers at $90. So their profitability has been increased. The brand leadership can be used as a source of advertisement. Because consumers usually like to buy such products who belong to a larger brand or larger brand family. As an advertisement tool. So these are two concepts, the market share and there is one thing remaining still there, that is the implication of fall in market share. What happens to the businesses if the market share falls? Sales are likely to fall irrespective of the fact that the market growth is taking place. Because if market share is falling, the sales will also be falling. Retailers will be less keen to keep the stocks of such business. Business will have to give larger discounts to the retailers. So that they keep the product of business and sell them. We need to understand that it's not easy to measure the market growth and market opt-in depending on to share in unambiguous ways. Different results may obtain depending on whether the growth and share rates are measured in volume or terms. So, as I told you, market growth can be measured in two ways. When it may be measured by the volume, how many number of products you have sold, and it can be measured by the value. And in both ways, if you measure the volume and the value, you can have different results. That's why it's always difficult to measure the market share and the market size of the business and the growth of the business. This was a little detail of these two concepts. Hope you get that.